Welcome to Mr. Reddit Relationships. My 28 female, best friend, 28 female, kissed my husband, 28 male, and they've both been hiding it from me for months. I feel stuck. My best friend lost her job/apartment in February. She asked me to let her move in with us temporarily, which I did. In June, my husband was very insistent that she leaves ASAP, but wouldn't tell me why. She ended up moving out in July to stay with another one of our friends. This other friend is the one who told me. My so-called best friend has been bragging about kissing my husband and claims they did other stuff. My husband denied it, but eventually admitted she kissed him. He claims he didn't want to tell me because I was going through a high-risk pregnancy at the time, and is adamant nothing else happened between them. I've known for 2 weeks, and I just can't seem to get over it. I also feel stuck because I'm entirely financially reliant on my husband. I've spent the past few years sacrificing my career for him. We also have a newborn who I have to consider, and my mom, as my husband, is paying for her to get private medical treatment that she desperately needs. It feels like nuking my family's lives over one kiss just isn't worth it, but I really can't get over it. I've also seen how nasty his family are with divorce. His dad personally helped his cousin get full custody of his kids and completely destroyed his ex-wife in the divorce, even though he was the cause of their marriage failing. I'm terrified they'll do the same to me, and I can't afford a lengthy court battle whilst he definitely can. I guess I'm hoping someone who's been in the same position with me can offer some advice on what I should do next. Now for the top advice for this post. If you wanted to kick her out so badly, maybe she kissed him against his will? He 100% should have told you absolutely. I think you both should go to counseling for this, separate and or together. It really does help. As for the financial stuff, I get that. I was in the same position, and because of it, I decided to stay. But there had to be a very long, serious talk about boundaries and what is and is not okay. Things are going better now for us, and I hope it gets better for you too. But in order to give the best advice, we need a tiny bit more info. Because right now, it sounds like he was completely unwilling, which does make a difference in moving forward. I'm guessing you're stuck on two things. One, that he didn't tell you about the kiss and maybe never planned to tell you. This sucks because there was a part of his life that he kept secret from you, and it involved another woman. Worse, this woman was privy to information that you weren't. It makes you feel like you are in second place. Two, bragging about kissing my husband and claims they did other stuff. Ouch, that leaves you wondering who to believe, the OW or your hubby. The OW is obviously unstable, so she could be lying about other stuff. But she was telling the truth about the kiss, and your husband initially withheld the information and then denied it before admitting it. The fact that he lied or omitted makes you feel unsafe, and it can cause anxiety. Unfortunately, there's no good answer here. You can try and trust him, but the worry that he's still lying will never completely go away. You can try getting more info. 1. Either there is no more info, and you'll be exactly where you are now. 2. The info will confirm your husband's story and will make you feel safer because you were able to verify it. He lied once, so this is fair and necessary to your state of mind. 3. The info will confirm the other woman's story, and you will have a cheating spouse on your hands. Can you reach out to the mutual friend and ask if there's any proof via text messages, emails, pictures, etc.? Okay, now time for story 2. Caught boyfriend, 32 male, cheating on me, 31 female, with best friend, 32 male. I don't even know where to start. I am completely shattered and broken. Sorry for this wall of text, but I am just so lost. Some background. My boyfriend and I were together for 1.5 years. Things were truly perfect with us. He completely accepted and loved me for who I was. I bought a fixer-upper in July, and he and I worked together to turn the house into our home. We were days from flying out to spend Thanksgiving with his family when I caught him. My best friend of 17 years is a homosexual male in a committed relationship. He would constantly say things about how attractive my boyfriend was, and I'd always joke and say, "Keep your hands to yourself." My boyfriend has a bisexual history, which he was honest with me from within the first month or two of our relationship. I don't care about his past, but I specifically clarified if he was fine with being with only a woman for the rest of his life. I explained that I was only interested in a monogamous relationship with him. He told me repeatedly that I was perfect for him and that he would always be more than satisfied with only me. I believed him, but told him if he ever felt himself developing any urges for the other gender, to please come to me and we can figure out a solution together. We've talked about kids, marriage, travel plans, our future. We adopted a dog together. Things were perfect. What happened? My best friend flew in to visit last Thursday, and I picked him up, and the plan was to just drink wine at my house, since it was already pretty late. I had drank enough and accidentally fell asleep on the couch. I woke up at 3 a.m., and they were both still up talking in the kitchen. I told them to wrap it up and head to bed. I could see they literally slammed multiple bottles of wine between them, and I didn't want them to ruin the next day with hangovers. I woke up around 9 a.m. the next day in an empty bed, and my best friend was texting me from the living room, asking what the plan was and saying he made coffee. I asked what time they went to bed and if they were up all night. He just said late. I got annoyed because we had lunch plans, so I thought I'd check our security cameras to see just how late they were up. As I'm scrolling, I saw a thumbnail of them on top of each other. I opened and watched the whole thing, mortified. I was shaking and texted my friend to leave my house immediately. As I was getting out of bed, he was already out of the door. I woke my sleeping boyfriend on the couch and kicked him out too. He then moved out on Saturday. Now that the shock and anger have subsided, I'm just devastated and heartbroken. I want to rewind the last few days. A part of me wishes I never checked the cameras and was just oblivious. I never thought that these two would do this to me. They were the two most important people in my life. I spoke to my best friend every single day, and he supported me through almost every breakup I've ever went through, but he literally caused this one. I feel pathetic. All I want is for my boyfriend to be back at home with me and forget this ever happened. Why do I feel this way? My boyfriend has been texting and calling nonstop, begging for me back, saying it was the biggest mistake of his life and that he would get therapy, etc., etc. It's hard to hear because I want him back, but I'm trying so hard to be strong. My friends would never support getting back with him after what he's done. Why do I want him back home with me? I can't eat, I can't sleep, I hate this house now. I just want to curl up in a ball and die. I know that this was a drunken, purely sexual mistake. They both are ashamed. They've both been apologizing repeatedly. I'm just at a loss. What do I do here? I've never felt so weak. I'm typically a strong, independent woman, but I feel like a fool right now. Now for the top advice for this post. Your ex-friend's boyfriend needs to know what he's done. If you're speaking to the trash, I'd suggest telling him he can tell his boyfriend or you will end 24 hours, and you're expecting a call from his boyfriend to confirm he's confessed, otherwise you will with the proof. Definitely give it a month like another commenter suggested, before you decide what to do about your wayward. He needs to stay gone and start therapy on his own. If he doesn't do that on his own without you taking him back, I'd say there's no hope at all. Take care of yourself, drink water and try to eat something. I know it's hard, but you have to take care of you right now. Okay, now for story 3. I've been hiding my relationship for 3 years from my parents because I simply do not know how to open up to them, and I am sick of it. I know from the title, you all probably think I'm crazy, and I kind of think so too. Basically, I'm 21 and my boyfriend is 22, and we've been in a very happy, committed relationship since I was 18. I love him more than anything, and within our relationship, there really are no major problems. Of course, the occasional fight, but nothing bad. And I am so proud to have him as my boyfriend. A lot of people assume I don't want to tell my parents because I'm ashamed of him, or something which is so beyond far from the truth. I genuinely think my parents would love him. All of my outside friends and even my siblings know about our relationship, as well as his family. The problem is, I've tried to muster up the courage to tell my parents for literally 3 years now, and it is so impossible for me. I actually spend quite a lot of time with my family, which makes it harder because I'm literally living a lie. I also get along quite well with my parents, but they're very conservative, and growing up we never talked about anything. Like literally nothing. I still am too ashamed to even buy a bra while shopping with my mom. Yes, at 21 years old. I love my parents, but the way I was raised has made me literally so embarrassed to bring up anything about my personal life. I've never talked to my parents about boys, friendships, or anything other than surface level stuff for the most part. Any sort of deep conversation that gets brought up makes me so uncomfortable to the point that I won't stop thinking about it for days. Long story short, this has caused me to hide a perfectly healthy relationship from them for 3 years, and I am absolutely exhausted. I am so done hiding this, and I want my family's support, but I just do not know how to go about it. My boyfriend completely understands and is in no way upset with me for not telling them yet. He knows how proud I am to have him and everyone else in our lives know. He has suggested just calling my mom and telling her on the phone, but I live at college and fear that the embarrassment will haunt me, and I'll just avoid going home to see my parents in hopes that they never bring it up again. bringing me back to square one with some added unnecessary trauma. My parents also never asked me about any relationship type stuff, so I'm the one that will have to bring it up. Basically, I just really needed advice on how to tell them. I'll get blackout drunk if I have to, I just cannot live two separate lives anymore. Thanksgiving is around the corner, and it always hits me harder around the holidays, because I want to spend my holidays with my boyfriend and my family, but I can't if they don't know. I'm truly begging for advice at this point. And yes, I've seen a therapist about this. It really didn't help. Now for the top advice for this post. Well, think of it this way. Your conservative parents met and got married and had a family. You're a woman in your 20s now. This is a perfectly normal age to have a serious boyfriend in your life. Even if your parents are rather repressed and don't like talking about anything to do with love, sex, and relationships, they know that you're likely to find someone sooner or later. Have you thought about writing them a proper letter rather than telling them over a phone call, which you say would embarrass you? You could say you wanted to tell them that you have a boyfriend, and you haven't mentioned him before because you wanted to make sure things were serious before you introduced him to them. Then you can tell them about your boyfriend. His name, his age, where he's from, what he does, college or job, what his folks do. Tell them that he's kind and polite, caring, hardworking, whatever you think are appropriate things to share. End the letter by saying that he really wants to meet them, and you want that too. Perhaps just before Christmas would be a good time, as it's a bit late for Thanksgiving now, I assume. Good luck. I'm rooting for you both. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below.